Hello again, I'm David from Cybernews, and today I'll be reviewing one of the more popular VPNs on the market, IPVanish. It definitely has some solid publicity online and is regarded by many as one of the best VPNs on the market. IPVanish itself doesn't shy away from making large claims about their superiority, but are those claims legitimate? That is exactly the type of question that we here at Cybernews answer for you. Prepare for a full-blown analysis of security capabilities, privacy policies, performance, and features provided by IPVanish. You'll learn if this VPN really protects you and if it aids in streaming or torrenting. If you are in for more Cybernews and tech tutorials, consider checking out and subscribing to our channel. So here we have it, IPVanish, the only true top-tier VPN, according to themselves at least. We, at Cybernews, however, do not simply trust claims like that. If any services make such statements, it's our duty to make sure to investigate the details. I'd like to kickstart this IPVanish Review 2021 with the security and privacy overview. This is no doubt paramount for every VPN. If you want to use the service, you have to know, is IPVanish safe or not? On the surface, IPVanish looks pretty outstanding in that regard. It uses AES 256 encryption, which became a staple in VPNs and is extremely effective. Furthermore, IPVanish uses something that they call perfect forward secrecy. The idea behind such a fancy name is that their encryption keys are constantly changing, meaning that even if your encryption key does somehow get leaked, chances are they're not going to work for the one that gets them. IPVanish employs multiple tunneling protocols. There are the staple OpenVPN, IKEv2 IPsec, and L2TP IPsec, each of which are good for security and speeds alike. IPVanish also supports the outdated PPTP protocol that you shouldn't really be using, and SSTP protocol designed to bypass censorship. Unlike many top players in that field, IPVanish doesn't have a proprietary protocol or WireGuard. However, this is more important for speed, so I'll expand on that a little bit later. Continuing with security, IPVanish has a standard kill switch made to break off the internet connection if the VPN connection fails, and an option allowing you to disable any kind of LAN connections, completely shuttering your device from the outside world. Next comes the controversial territory. First of all, IPVanish is based in the US, which is a part of the information sharing Five Eyes Alliance. IPVanish has claimed to keep zero logs of user activity, which turned out to be false a few years ago when IPVanish logs were used in a police investigation. While nobody justifies crime, it was IPVanish's duty to not have that information in the first place. Since then, IPVanish has changed their parent company, and the new benefactor tries to distance himself from this scandal. However, IPVanish still has not undergone any recent independent audits to prove that they're really a no-logs VPN. To top it off, they've definitely got your email address and payment information, offering no option of anonymous payment. However, IPVanish has plenty of other features that may outweigh their privacy concerns. First, there's split tunneling. This feature allows you to choose which applications will or will not be using the VPN connection. This is useful for when you need the VPN for something specific, or instead you want something specific not to be affected by your VPN. For example, banking operations. With IPVanish, you are also getting a free SOCKS 5 proxy, which makes you completely anonymous. And that's nice for P2P, but it won't encrypt your data. While this means your speed will go up, some ISPs will be able to catch winds of your actions, so beware. Then there's traffic obfuscation, called Scrambling in the apps. This feature makes it difficult to determine if you are using a VPN, which is especially useful for countries where VPN usage is regulated or flat out banned. With this feature, you can bypass firewalls with deep packet inspection to some extent, but IPVanish still apparently doesn't work in China. iOS users can take advantage of the on-demand option. With this feature, IPVanish will automatically establish a VPN connection when you connect to the internet. This is especially useful if you use public networks a lot. Last but not least is SugarSync. This is IPVanish's version of Dropbox or Google Drive. With this, you can store up to 500 gigabytes of data and have it encrypted with the AES 256 encryption. However, this feature is available for a small fee. Since we are talking about VPN, IPVanish cannot avoid a performance review. To start with, IPVanish has over 1,600 servers in 75 countries around the world. This is not as impressive as some of the other VPN providers, but that's not a be-all end-all metric. So what about speed? With a baseline download and upload speed of 300 megabits, I tested IPVanish in various locations. using OpenVPN as my tunneling protocol. A quick note, with IPVanish, you can choose between OpenVPN TCP and UDP. The first essentially sacrifices speed for additional security, and the second does the opposite. Here are the speed test results in the US, UK, Germany, and Australia. As expected, I got some of the best results in the UK and Germany, with the speed drop being quite marginal. On the other hand, the US and Australia saw a very significant speed drop since they are so far away from my location. But you can have all the speeds in the world and nothing to use it for. So the question is, can you use IPVanish for Netflix? If you need Netflix US, then IPVanish is great for you. Despite not having streaming dedicated servers, it unblocks Netflix US reliably, and I had no significant performance drop for it. However, if you need other Netflix libraries or some other streaming platforms, then you're out of luck. During my test, I was unable to unlock these, so keep that in mind. While IPVanish does not have smart DNS to use with non-compatible devices, it does have an app for Amazon Fire TV. On the flip side, IPVanish works exceptionally well for torrenting. While there aren't any specialized servers, each server supports the P2P file sharing. With IPVanish, downloading torrents was a pretty fast process, as I got some great speeds, which I honestly didn't expect to happen. Also, the free SOCKS 5 proxy helps quite a bit with torrenting. And now for the most subjective part, interface and ease of use. Starting with Windows app, IPVanish VPN setup on Windows is done with just a few clicks. The app has a green and black color palette, simple design, and a very clearly visible menu section on the left. No convoluted nesting menus and no hidden settings. Everything is in plain sight. You don't even have to go to settings to turn on the kill switch, which is a plus. When you are connected to the server, the app will show the duration of connection, which server you are connected to specifically, and how much data you've uploaded or downloaded. The Windows app has all the protocols available: LAN block, auto connection, and leak protection. I specifically like that you have an opportunity to check where IPVanish has its servers on the world map. In my experience, IPVanish Windows app is very easy to use and nicely designed. However, I can imagine someone having a problem with the color scheme. However, the IPVanish macOS app is slightly different. Just like the Windows app, the macOS version has a kill switch, albeit it's only available for the OpenVPN protocol and not for SSTP and PPTP. On the other hand, it shares the auto reconnect feature and, unlike Windows, has access to obfuscation toggle on OpenVPN and on-demand rules for IKEv2 and IPsec protocol. The design of the macOS app is significantly worse than Windows, at least in my opinion. While you can choose between light and dark themes, the app doesn't show if the kill switch is turned on, it has less intuitive menus, and for settings you have to click the app icon in the top right corner of your screen. Worst of all, though, is the requirement to install an IPVanish helper tool to even connect to a server. Now, mobile apps. Android IPVanish app mimics the Windows app in some senses. It shows your current IP address and location on the main screen, but doesn't mention if the kill switch is turned on. Once you connect, you get the same metrics as on Windows: upload and download bandwidth, time of connection, and server details. As for features, you can choose between OpenVPN TCP or UDP and IKEv2 beta for your protocol, turn on obfuscation, split tunneling, and auto reconnect. There's also a separate tab to quickly reach customer support, both the FAQ section and live chat. But what about the iOS app? Well, it's a sad story. While the iOS app has an option of choosing the color theme and IKEv2 IPsec protocol, it doesn't have a kill switch, auto connect, split tunneling, obfuscation, or even OpenVPN. While it looks almost exactly like the Android app, it actually lacks a lot of the features. Regardless of the app though, you can have up to 10 simultaneous connections on any device, and if you need customer support, there's an option to leave a ticket, consult their knowledge base, or start a live chat. While it can take a few days for a ticket to get answered, live chat is active 24/7 and their support agents are actually quite helpful. I hope you are enjoying this IPVanish VPN review so far, because we are about to reach the last section: pricing. IPVanish VPN has an interesting pricing structure. If you are going for the monthly plan, you'll pay half the usual price for the first month and then the full price afterwards. With the yearly plan, you'll pay half the usual price in the first year and, well, you got the idea. While the first billing period pricing is impressive and quite a good deal, starting with the second billing period, you're getting a suboptimal deal that many other VPNs can beat. And if you want their secure storage SugarSync, you'll pay 50 or 40 cents more depending on the respective monthly or yearly plans. Despite not being able to compete with top VPNs in terms of prices, IPVanish VPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you're wondering about the IPVanish free plan, sorry guys, there is none. With that, let me conclude this IPVanish review 2021. As a VPN, IPVanish has its pros. It has split tunneling, decent speeds, kill switch, and is good for torrenting. The apps are mostly easy to use and their security is top tier. Naturally, there are also a few cons. IPVanish is not that good for streaming, doesn't work in China despite having obfuscation, and their privacy practices lack a little bit of transparency. IPVanish VPN in 2021 is yet another service that isn't perfect but will surely find an audience despite that. Is IPVanish a good VPN? Yeah, I would say it is. Yet I would not recommend it to those who want to access a wide range of streaming platforms or need that maximum level of privacy. But if you need a VPN for casual leisure, browsing, torrenting, or limited streaming, this service may fit you like a glove. If you enjoyed my IPVanish VPN review, consider Cybernews content on our channel. We do all kinds of stuff here. Build robots, crash laptops, and so on. Worth subscribing! Also, please leave a comment if you have any experiences with IPVanish that you would like to share, or let us know which VPN reviews you'd like to see next.